We need a lot of ender pearls today, so I went looking and I tried this tactic of swapping between waystones and looking around, checking my mini map for if there was any endermen around. Thought this was smart because I could cover more ground faster and reset the spawns quicker, but it didn't really seem to work out very well. And just my luck, it even started raining while I was looking for these. At first, I only needed 2 ender pearls. While we were at it, and it was raining, went ahead and broke down this tree farm. I got rid of the deployers so that I could get this guy spinning without it planting saplings, so that we could get rid of all the saplings without. And as you can see, we have tons of wood. Tons of wood. And this thing was hella efficient. I'm going to take some back to my storage, put that in there. And we just have logs for days. Also, you need coal. So I figured since it was daytime, go get some coal. Got plenty of coal. This wasn't the only session I did of mining coal, but got a bunch of it. And then while I was looking for endermen, went ahead and broke down this little ender portal just because what is obsidian? Finally found some more endermen, and this guy actually gave me a purple, I think. Yep. And this guy did. Unfortunately, but the halberd's still sick. Also spider jockey, which is kind of rare to find. But yeah, a couple more endermen in this one night. So 4 endermen in one night's pretty good, I think. I don't know. I was struggling earlier, so finding a bunch of endermen here was nice. And that guy dropped a pearl, and I think this guy does too. I don't remember. Yep. So 3 pearls, and I already had 1, so that makes 4. And we're using them to make elevators. Now, why do we need elevators? Well, most people probably know this that have played mod packs, but what these elevators do is you can place them above or below each other, and it's like a really quick way to get up and down. And I wanted to do my machines in the overall. I don't know. This was kind of a spur of the moment decision, but yeah, place the elevator and go straight up, and get to my stuff, go right back down, and cleared out this huge cavern because this is where we're going to start putting our machines. I don't know why, it just feels right to like put your machines underground in Minecraft and like, I don't know, keep them out of the way. I could have used the void area and it would have been cleaner because I'm not going to clean up that area, at least not for now. But yeah, we're going to be advancing our machines quite a bit today, and so I wanted to get that all set up. So get rid of the old stuff, and I tried out this crafting calculator. It is not super intuitive. There's like 4 pages of information here, which really isn't that hard to read, but for some reason I didn't even understand anything. Eventually I figured out that you want to grab an item from the JAI, put it in that top left slot, and then if you click it on the bottom, and then add it, and then hit save, it will then break it down into its components. Now, some of the components also need crafted, so you can click on them, add those, also hit save, and then you can see those components. And so you can keep doing that down to however far you want to go. You could probably even get it down to just the raw resources. I don't know. I didn't try that. But yeah, then I can kind of see what I need for the recipe, and you can multiply it in that black bar up there, and easily figure out how much you need to make multiple. But yeah, go ahead, and I want to make a little kind of more automated setup for how this all works. So gotta get the boiler going. What I really want to do here is just get it all set up so that we can do basically anything that takes water In the mixer, we can easily pump straight into that mixer. Now, I struggled here because I didn't understand exactly how these machine faces work yet with the wrench. If you shift right click, then it will pump the fluid up in there. I was trying just a normal right click and it wasn't working, and I was like, what the heck? So I put a pipe on there, and that actually did work. And it actually looks kind of clean because you can put those pipes underwater. I didn't even know that before I was doing this, but it did work. Later, I found out that you can um, shift right click because that was pretty important. But then we can put a macerator on top of it. And the point is we can put oak logs into the macerator to make our wood pulp. And then this is where I figured out that if you shift right click, it makes that be the automatic like extraction, so that it'll automatically do that. And so then I did that to the water as well. And boosh, we've got an automatic water machine that is currently making paper just kind of as a test. Making way too much paper, to be honest, but I'll need it later for rubber sheets. But yeah, we need to get working on bricks so that we can make, what are we making? The coke oven. So watch some paint dry, but watching that get done. And then we need a compressor so that we can compress the bricks down into the brick blocks, because a normal craft does not work in this mod pack. So do that. And then we also need the actual coke oven, which means 7 more bricks I found out there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go smelt more bricks, but got that done. And then another thing we're gonna need is these input hatches. That's the fluid input hatch. That is used for getting steam into the machine because it runs on steam. And then I need item input and item output. You can just make 2 inputs and then convert one to an output, which is pretty nice. So get those done. Make the actual coke oven controller deal. And it's a multi-block machine. If you guys are familiar with Mechanism, then you understand multi-block machines. We also are trying to get creosote out. So in order to get creosote out, we need to add a fluid output hatch. So went ahead and made one of those. And we're kind of ready to make the coke of it. The bottom layer and top layer can be any input or output. And the middle just has to be bricks with the controller in the middle there. And yeah, it's pretty simple, really. It kind of took me too long to do this. Yeah, I didn't really understand that the fluid input was the steam at this point. I was just like, oh, we need a fluid input hatch. Okay. So I built it kind of wonky here. I wouldn't have done this again the same way, but I change it here in a sec. I also didn't understand how to turn it on because I was like, what the heck? Coke oven, you turn it on and it works. Like in Mechanism, you would right click that middle block and it would, activate or whatever. I was like, why is it not working? And then there's a big cut here of me trying to figure this stuff out. But yeah, you need steam into the input hatch, and then the fluid output hatch is going into that big create tank. It's the best tank that I have at the moment. It actually requires steel to make those, and I got a bunch of them as reward. So I stole some from the honey farm to use there. And then you can take the coke that you get out of it and mix it with iron dust to get uncooked steel, because the whole point of this is to get the steel. Oh yeah, also we found a diamond vein while I was getting clay. And the last step for steel is this steam blast furnace, which is very similar to the coke oven. It's just using fire clay bricks instead of normal bricks. And did the math there with the calculator to figure out how much of it that we need of each one. While I was waiting on all those fire clay bricks to get done, because we got to macerate all of them. I mean, I could use a hammer, but it's too expensive to be making hammers all the dang time. So instead, I went ahead and started working on the steam blast furnace, or the large steam furnace. I mean, because there's something that was required. Like the large steam furnace is technically not required to like continue in the quests, but there's like things that like is just way nicer to have this steam, the large steam furnace. So ran into this bug where my stone bricks weren't actually in my hotbar; they were still in my inventory, but told me that they were there. But yeah, I pretty much just need input and output and steam. So pretty simple machine, this one. And now that I know that steam goes into the fluid input, that's put that on the back and add in the bricks, and then this is done. Very simple machine, really. And it smelts 8 at a time using steam, so you don't have to use your coal or anything. It's quite nice. Put some chests on there and set the controller or the input and output to automatically insert and extract. I don't think I showed that, but it's not too hard to do. Pipe it up, get her all connected, and yeah, we have a steam furnace going. As my reward here, I got everlasting beef, which is pretty crazy. Very useful. It's exactly what it sounds like. You can just eat it over and over again. There's a bit of a cooldown, but yeah, you want to eat this once and then cook it up so that you get the extra hearts for eating that. But then you can just eat that, and so now my honeyed apples that I made last episode are kind of useless. Also, collect all these. And you just have to quote unquote read them. If you collect them all, then you can actually complete those rewards. Also, wanted to set up another boiler just so that we could get more steam into the system and not have to worry about it, being too much. Because we are using quite a bit already, so get that going and don't have to worry about it because I forgot what it's called again. We're about to see. Steam blast furnace also requires steam, of course. And this one is the same as the coke oven. So input output. Did I just put a fluid input hatch on the side there? Man, I'm losing it. Yeah, we moved it. But yeah, do input on the left, output on the right. And then I need to add another fluid input and another fluid output because that's how you get the synthetic rubber in and out. The rest of this machine is very simple. It's just controller and bricks. So put all that on there, and I went ahead and just set it up so that I could build it from the ground. Like, oh, it needs to be this high. I had my little helper here helping me out. He wanted to sell me stuff. And honestly, his deals are really good. But I didn't really have anything for him. Pipe him up as well. I was one pipe short here. One pipe from being done. Although you need an extra so you can, like, connect it or whatever. We had the pipes, though, so it's fine. Got it all piped up. Finish it off. And boosh. Steam blast furnace is complete. And we can put in our steel dust that we made forever ago. It feels like it's way easier to make the actual steel dust than it is to make the machine. And then we got a cloud in the bottle, which is fire. Goes in the belt slot and lets you double jump. And at first I was just walking jumping. So it's just, one extra block. But when you sprint and double jump, you get even more out of it. And so that was freaking cool to find out. Anyway, finally put that uncooked steel in there. It gets going. And we're on the process of making steel. And steel opens up quite a bit of different stuff for us. I need 18 for that quest to be done. I stopped recording for a while, but one thing that I wanted to work on was I was like, if I could get my storage to also link to the bottom, that would be awesome. So I went through this process of like pulling these inventory trims from, I forget what it's called, like Bob's inventory or easy inventory or something like that. But I tried to just use inventory trims and use my extendo grip I got as a reward to work on the ceiling. Actually so convenient that I got an extendo grip so that I could do this. But yeah, I put in all these inventory trims. Spoiler alert, you can't do this. They're more short range, the inventory trims are. And in the process needed more freaking ender pearls because this system, and I blew up to a creeper. I forgot that. Yeah, but even the enderman that died there at the end before I died to the creeper, even he dropped a pearl down there. I go get it, right? Please tell me. Yeah, okay. So we got pearls to make more stuff for the inventory. Does this guy drop? I don't think this guy even drops. I should have thought, so whatever. And while looking for enderman, maybe I did need more pearls than I thought. I don't know. I used so many pearls. I've wasted so many pearls. But I found this extra village, which was very convenient because I was far from home. And I was like, well, guess what? Books. Useful. But then, since I was far from home and I had one of those things there, I could just go ahead and pop on back toward home. So yeah, I made these inventory cables and inventory connector, and I thought this was going to work because look at how it just connects right in. It's like, oh yeah, this is connected, this is working. But it wouldn't connect my inventories. And I made this inventory cable connector that also took a ender pearl to make. But alas, this was kind of my testing of like, okay, if I put a connector here and then a cable comes off of it, okay, then nothing connects on an inventory connector. Like that one has the stuff, but the bottom right one doesn't. So I was like, okay, what the heck? How is this supposed to work? And I feel like I should have just read some documentation or something, but trial and error works too. And so what I eventually figured out is that if you put the inventory cable connector onto one of those, and then the inventory connector on both sides, then you can actually finally get your inventory transmitted further. That took way longer. This is actually in the past where I finished my steel. You can see that it's not over there. But finished up the steel, and as a reward we ended up getting bunny hoppers, increased jump height, pair that with double jump on the cloud thing, and holy cow, you can jump forever, and you can't take fall damage with the bunny hopper. But they are kind of slow, so I won't use them for normal traversing. Like, I won't use it most of the time. Then I was like, what about these apples? And I punched it. And I was like, wait, I can actually break the apples. And so I went ahead and broke them all and got rid of our bugged apples, even though they are kind of cool. Yeah. Like I was saying, if we make a steel input hatch or output hatch or, any one of the little pieces to those machines, it actually doubles the efficiency of those machines. So I made a steel input hatch specifically for the steel machine because that's the one that's really holding us up right now. It just takes way too long to make steel. So, and then this is when I tried to put the creosote buckets in there, or not the creosote, the synthetic rubber buckets. I was like, they're not going, or synthetic oil buckets even makes rubber out of it, but yeah, they weren't going. I was like, well, okay, I guess this doesn't work. But alas, I'll have to tank those in and get it out because it's just a liquid. You put that in there and then you get it out. But c'est la vie. We'll work on that next time. For now, we have made excellent progress, and it'll be easier to get to our stuff since we have that inventory link down here now. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.